Hi guys, it's AliReza2C and I'm going to show you guys how to hold your bows. This is again for violin and viola. The bow that I have is a violin bow, but how to hold your viola bow would exactly be the same as violin. So the difference, first of all, is the viola bow is a little bit thicker and heavier. The length is exactly the same as long as the violin is a full-size violin 4/4 and the viola is at least 14 inches. So the length would be the same. Perhaps the only difference for viola students, you just have to have a little bit more weight, natural weight transferred on your bow, which I'll explain in a second. First thing that I want you to know is to memorize few rules. As I explained in my previous video, holding your bow, as tiny as it looks, is 10 times more difficult with a lot more details. And this is what makes your violin sound good. So violin itself doesn't play by its own. So you really need to have a good bow grip with all the techniques that would be able to be placed on a good bow grip. First of all, there are different bow grips from different countries and different methods. What we're going to look at is the most standard and common bow grip that I suggest all my students, specifically beginner ones, to start with. And that's a bow grip that I use myself. It's very effective on all the techniques you would learn eventually. So it's a fantastic bow grip. One thing that you need to memorize is this. All your fingers are curved permanently as long as you hold your bow, period. So if ever you realize one of your fingers is not curved, that's already a mistake. So you have to already fix that. And again, if you're a beginner, there's going to be millions of times that you would forget about your right hand because you're simultaneously multitasking between many things at the same time. You are most likely going to forget specifically about little details. So what you could do is to focus separately on how to hold your bow first for a long time and make sure you do it every day, even if it is for 10 minutes, so that you would truly remember and remind yourself on every single detail. So rule number 1 was to make sure you bend all your fingers like that. And as you see, and it could be like a bunny face. As you see, my middle and ring fingers are connected together, see? And my thumb is bent right behind my middle and ring finger. Pinky is bent and index finger is bent as well. They're all curved. So, as far as parts of your bow that you need to know to hold your bow properly, you have the frog, you have the leather piece here, and of course, the tip, which we're going to explain how the balance would work in a second. So, the most important part of your right hand, perhaps, is your thumb. Your thumb plays a huge role in how to hold your bow. You are holding your bow with your thumb, middle, and ring finger. These 3 fingers are holding your bow. Your pinky adds balance, controls the balance of your bow, and your index finger, pinky and index finger together, of course, and your index finger adds pressure more and applies different type of techniques. But main fingers to hold your bow are these 3. What that means is that if you were to miss up any little details within these 3 fingers, the first thing that's going to happen is that you would feel a lot instability on your bow. You would feel as if your bow is going to fall. So, make sure you don't touch the hair of your bow. Grab the stick with your left hand where the frog would be in front of you. So the frog would go right and you're holding the stick with your left hand. If you can't memorize it this way, if it works better for you, think of like a bunny face like this with ears completely curved and middle and ring finger completely connected together. Then you would bend your thumb 90 degrees like this. See, this is a straight, that's bent. Then the place that your thumb is going to touch the bow is from its tip first. Then you would put the tip of your thumb right here at the corner of the frog, not in this half circle on the frog at all. at the corner of the frog and the leather piece. You see there's like 1/4 of an inch space there. That's where your thumb goes, just from the tip. So you put the tip of your thumb right there. And then, because your thumb has to be bent, you have to feel that either your nail or skin part of your nail is touching the side of your hair, your bow hair. See? And it's totally okay. Usually, you of course don't have to touch your bow hair, but your thumb here has to touch, specifically if you're a beginner, so that you would have a very good grip, very good lock. That's how you do it. Technically, this is the most difficult part. And if you can see, my thumb is leaned towards the tip of my bow, as opposed to straight and backwards. So you have to lean towards the tip of your bow. Then your middle and ring finger, they're always together. You place your middle finger, you bring them together, and you place them all the way from the other side of the frog, and you let it face your thumb. And you remember this half circle here? Your middle finger kinds of cover that. Again, it depends if you have small hands, larger hands, thin fingers, thick fingers. You would have a little bit of different type of position there, but overall it should be the same. Your middle and thumb should approximately be in the same position. Then you don't put it in the half circle like this from the tip, but from the paddy part of the first knuckle here. You bring them over and you cover the half circle like this, and make sure you bring it all the way down till to the edge of the frog. You don't want it halfway down, you don't want it past the edge, past the frog, right here. And that's how you hold your bow. Then your pinky is super easy. You just let it fall, raise your pinky, let it fall. Wherever it naturally falls, that's the actual position for your pinky. That means you don't have to put it under, you don't have to bring it closer or move it to the side. Just the natural position of your pinky is the right position for your pinky, right? All you have to do is this. Make sure your pinky is touching your bow from its tip, right? Don't put it under and don't put it over like cello bow grip. Just the tip, right? Like that. And pinky technically, remember the balance points? Pinky technically deals with balancing your bow and some other techniques, of course, but those are more advanced. Pinky mostly deals with balancing your bow, specifically for beginners. Same idea with your index finger. Wherever it falls would be the natural position for your index finger. The place that your index finger is touching your bow is approximately the middle knuckle here, again from skin. You just let it normally rest and relax on your bow. You don't wrap it around, you don't press too hard, you don't tense anything. Everything, specifically with your right hand, should be very relaxed and very floaty. I tell my students to experience, like when they go swimming, experience moving their hand underwater and really feel the resistance of water. That's how you should feel, without any tension or any pain. There should not be a pain. If your finger hurts, if anything hurts, you're doing something wrong. You have to stop, relax your body completely, and retry. Okay, so again, thumb bent right here at the edge of the frog. Middle and ring are always together. They go over the frog, face your thumb. They don't go in the half circle. Right here at the edge, pinky wherever it falls from the tip, curve. Index finger wherever it falls from the second knuckle, rests relaxed on your bow. And if you turn it over, that's how it looks. All your fingers are curved. You don't hold them like that. And you have to kind of rest your entire hand on your bow so that your knuckles are not sticking out like this, because that would give you straight fingers. You don't want straight fingers. You want bent fingers and curved. Last thing, remember the tip of your bow? You have to now, imagine you're holding your bow like this. You have to lean towards the tip as opposed to 90 degrees against your bow and backwards. So once you hold your bow correctly, you have to lean against your tip. Not too much, of course. Again, normal, just normal position would do. And make sure you have a very good grip. Again, just these 3 fingers are the ones that need to have a slight pressure, just because the weight of your bow is extremely light. So you don't need, it's like a pencil pretty much. When you pick up a pencil, you don't go like this to pick it up, you just pick it up. It's super light. So when you're holding it, make sure you're just very, very relaxed. You're holding your bow very relaxed. Then when you put on your violin, everything would be as relaxed as well. There are more videos going to be explained on how to hold your cello, bow grip, as well as your string bass, explained with other teachers. And there's going to be more videos explained in details on how to transfer the natural weight of your arm on your bow, on your violin eventually. So the whole circle would technically not use any energy from you, as just using the natural weight of your arm. Thank you.